Oh, Jesus! Fuck, man! Oh, Jesus, dude! Top-notch dialogue on display in Osiris, a sci-fi action film from Vertical Entertainment, and writer-director William Kaufman. No relation to Andy, I assume. I don't actually know if Here I Come to Save the Day would have helped this movie. He's done some action movies. William Kaufman, that is, not Andy Kaufman, because Andy Kaufman has not been around for a number of years. By the way, that is Memphis wrestling staple Andy Kaufman. So, this was also written by the executive producer of the film, Paul Reichelt, and features Kelly, Max Martini. I felt like having a Max Martini, or 5, and I don't drink alcohol, so thank you, Osiris, for driving me to fucking drink. Thank you so much! Anyway, Linda Hamilton gets second billing from the top, despite the fact that she is only in this for a quarter of the runtime, and if that is a spoiler, I'm sorry, but if you can look at Osiris and just read the description and not figure out where this fucking thing's going, I don't know what to tell you. If you have somehow seen the trailer for this bargain basement, halfway decent practical effects containing sci-fi action movies, then I don't know what to tell you. I didn't expect much. I paid about $7 to watch this on Amazon because I thought I might get mindless entertainment, and well, I got the mindless part, not the entertainment part. Anyway, some special ops forces led by Mr. Max Kelly Martini get sucked into the goddamn sky, and some aliens are using them as game. Possibly as a mission to take over Earth. Possibly because they had a bunch of brown corridors and said we need somebody to populate this stuff because we decided to take the Doomdorum set and make it cheaper and dumber and less wet and not containing the beautiful Russian woman that was in it. We do have Linda Hamilton putting on one of the worst Russian accents that I've heard this side of, God, I don't know. It's been a while since I've heard an accent this bad. And you also have Brianna Hildebrand, who was in the Deadpool movie. And I will say the creature effects by Todd Masters are pretty decent overall. Vertical Entertainment, however, to me is just a step below Blumhouse as far as how their movies go. They did do You're a Monster, which was pretty good. They also did In the Lost Lands. They spent $55 million on that for a bunch of brown. This movie's so brown, that movie's so brown that a fleet of UPS trucks stretching as far as the thigh can breathe, I think that's how that phrase goes, would say, we can't compete with that level of brown. So, basically, XYZ Films is also involved in this. It's like indie Blumhouse. Imagine that. Now, I'm not knocking anybody from XYZ Films. They produce some pretty good stuff. They also had something to do with this. It's not that this movie is necessarily offensive. It's actually inoffensive, but it is pretty bland and bad. Because you don't care about the characters. This thing should have been a max 80 to 85 minutes. And by the time the end credits finish, it is 106 minutes long, with barely enough material to cover half that. So, in 1977, we send a satellite out. In 1980, there's other satellites. And then we get special ops forces shooting out with some insurgents in whatever country this is, seemingly killing about 150, but apparently it is like an enemy gate in Gauntlet Dark Legacy where they just keep coming, and if you don't destroy the enemy gate, then they'll keep coming out. And they manage to flatten quite a few of them. They call in an airstrike, and then, all the enemies are flattened. Oh, wait, it's a spaceship, and the spaceship sucks them up. And they have to solve this mystery before they're all history. Osiris Tales, woohoo. So yeah, paying some money to watch this, and then not getting much out of it, I feel the need to take the piss out of this because whatever positives there were, the aforementioned creature effects and people seemingly having a good time, didn't end up amounting to much. I'm going to get into spoilers. If that really bothers you that I took the piss out of it, I don't care. 3, 2, 1, spoilers. So, Kelly's the main character. There is Michael Irby, who plays Reyes. There is LaMonica Garrett, who plays Rhodey. I just kept wanting to call him the Rhodey and have him be along with Jeff Jarrett. But you have Ravi, who is Brianna's character. She's Russian, and Linda Hamilton also is Russian, in the sense that she tries a Russian accent. And bless Linda Hamilton. I really wish she had a more stellar career by this point. I know that she's in it. She's got to be in her 70s at this point. Late 60s at the youngest. And no, maybe she can't do everything that she used to do, but in all honesty, this movie is not a good use of her skills. So they wake up out of crypto sleep, cryo sleep, not crypto sleep. We don't want to talk about that bullshit. And it's like an underwater prison. One of them says, and there's stuff that's like, oh, we got to fix this clamps. Should have had the Futurama character in there. And yeah, it is like Pandorum, except much more brown and much more shit. Ironically. Creature effects are alright. When they show up, it's kind of like looking at the imps from Doom Annihilation. And yes, again, I know how that title sounds, but I don't care. People get picked off. Nobody cares one goddamn bit. There's there's like a little bit of an emotional attachment attempt of Kelly wanting to get home to his daughter, but they all talk about how now they've been in space so long and are light years away that their family has gotten old. More on that here in a minute. Yeah, Linda Hamilton literally shows up like 56 minutes into the movie. And she has some weapons. And they're going to go off and they're going to try to basically disable everything from this ship. And the creatures being able to communicate with either other ships or send their mission statement down to other cronies on the ground. If there are any nuances I missed in this movie, I really don't care because this movie is not good. So if there are major details that are missed, yeah, this movie didn't make me care enough to really pay attention to the finer things. I did like the rendition of California Love. That was nice. That was actually a pretty good scene. Had the movie leaned a little more into that stuff, that would have been fine. And then we get more gunfire, because that's what this movie is crying out for. Granted, the characters weren't very interesting, but we had continuous gunfire in the opening, after the satellite stuff, and 150 soldiers being killed. It probably was maybe 25, but it seemed like a lot more. So, the aliens also have halo shields, they have leaders, and terrible accent on Linda, cannot get over that. And she basically says, well, we're sitting ducks unless we take care of this. So they are going to blow them up with grenades and use smarts and tactics and everything. And this alien tech will only take them so far. Anya, Linda's character, has somehow managed to acquire some of these, halo shields that you press on this and it pops up. But it's, actually, I think some of their shields were gold. But nevertheless, there's no laser sword thing, whatever the hell it was called. I didn't play a lot of Halo, forgive me. But, Rhodey is dead, but he used a grenade, basically says, fuck you, and kills one of them. And yeah, Linda Hamilton dies after appearing 56 minutes in. I think she's actually in there for 26 minutes. I was off by 1 minute. She dies with about, maybe 15 minutes left before the end credits start rolling. And Kelly and Ravi are the only ones left. Well, besides one guy that ends up saving him, but then ends up getting killed because you have to have the comic relief die. They end up in a prison area with a bunch of French people. Gee, I wonder how that happened. More on that here in a minute. And they manage to escape. Kelly manages to kill the general and then climbs the ladder. Ravi climbs the ladder with him. There was like this thing where he sees her kind of like his daughter. Maybe she really is his daughter in an alternate timeline. Who knows? And they get up and then they get out the door and they see they're in Paris. So one of two things. The ship crashed because of bad navigation. Or it's like the Twilight Zone and they were always on Earth this whole time. But maybe the aliens are there and they have to save Earth. Oh boy. Osiris 2. Earth Boogaloo. That's just what we want to fucking see. It's terrible. It's not good. I don't care if this isn't detailed. It's a bad movie. It's bland. And with decent practical creature effects, and I hope Todd Masters goes far, because those are actually some pretty good creature effects, everything else about this was a slog. It was really hard to get through. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Retland. Until we meet again, happy trails to you.